What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday. Let's kick the week off right. And that's talking Buckeye football. What other thing could we possibly do to start this week off right? Got some coffee here, loaded up, little mocha, ain't a motherfucking yoka. So October 7th, 2024. Let's get into it. Today we're talking offense versus that Iowa team. Stats, grades. I'm going to give you my grades. Please, as always, I appreciate your comments. Drop them below the video. Give me your grades. We're going to go quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, O-line, and tight ends. So drop your letter grades in for each one of them. You might be surprised. I think this is the first week I graded a particular position group on offense with an A. So you may shit yourself. But don't do that. Listen to the show first and give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into this offense. It was really the only thing that can stop us is us. The only thing that can stop the Buckeyes are the Buckeyes. And by that I mean the first half should have been at least 21-0, 28-0, but you had some key turnovers, one by Jeremiah, one by Will Howard, that cost us. So, first half, we go into halftime 7-0, but we had put up some serious yards. Just looking at the comparisons here for the halves. First half, 199 yards to Iowa's 90. Second half, 213 to Iowa's 136. So it's like, we beat them up and down the field in both halves. They decided to leave their starters in there in the fourth quarter. So, you're going to have that. And then you get a cheap little scamper by that Sullivan kid at quarterback. But what do you get? A 30-yarder? Yeah. So, yeah, not a big deal. Still, the offense put up 412, 209 through the air, 203 on the ground. Almost a perfect 50-50 split. Can't get much better than that. Just one penalty on the day, but 21 first downs for the offense, 7 of 11 on third downs. That's getting better. Yes, that's what we're looking for. 7 of 11. 1 of 2 on fourth downs. We got to clean that up. That play got blown up. That was the Will Howard keeper. So we got to come up with something better there, Chipper. I don't know, and execute it better, of course. But Will Howard, 209 through the air, 4 TDs, the 1 pick, 84% completion percentage. How about that? I'll take that. And then the wide receivers, you had Emeka, 10 targets, 9 catches. Jeremiah, 5 targets, 4 catches. We didn't throw the ball a lot. I mean, you had 7 receivers and 6 rushers on the day, so you're getting some guys involved, but really the focus was Emeka and Jeremiah. I love seeing Ennis get targeted there. 4 targets, 3 catches for 29 yards, a big 21-yarder, and converted that fourth down, 4th and 2, where they found him streaking across the middle. You know what I mean? Streaking, right? We're going streaking. No. And Trey Quinshawn didn't contribute much in the pass game. Bryson Rogers got in there, got the start for Carnell Tate. And Will Kazmarek had 1 catch for the tight ends, the lone representative of the tight end group. So we dominated these clowns start to finish. This was never a question in my book. Even going into halftime at 7-0, we knew we were getting the ball back. We should have finished that first half, the end of the first half, with a touchdown drive. Would you have a 9-play? Wait a second. That was the third quarter. You had going in with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. You had an 8-play, 39-yard drive, and you end up punting. Didn't like that. And then you got the ball back with 113, and that's when Will Howard threw the pick. So we got to tighten up that middle 8. Ryan Day likes to talk about the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. They want to dominate that. So they did in the third quarter, starting off that first drive of the third quarter, getting the ball, 9 plays, 86 yards, another long drive. So the first drive of the game and the first drive coming out of half were the longest drives of the game for the Buckeyes, and 14 for 88 yards and 9 for 86. That's saying something. When you can take that an 85-yard plus drive against an Iowa defense, I'll take that all day long, man. That's brutal for the other team, obviously. But yeah, yeah, that first drive was just right down the field, chewed up clock, 7.5 minutes. They used half of the quarter to drive down the field. So yeah, that was nice, and they mixed it up too. They used uh, they went Trey for 4, Will Howard passed to Emeka for 5, Trey for 12, Trey for 2, Will Howard passed for 0 to Trey. Then Will Howard to Bryson Rogers for 8. Then Quinshawn comes in, he gets 5, and then you got a 12-yard pass to Kazmarek, a 7-yard run for Quinshawn, then another pass to Egbuka for 7. A Will Howard run for 7, Quinshawn run for 0, and then Quinshawn for 5, and then the 14-yard pass for the touchdown to Emeka. So they mixed it up, got everything going. I don't know, man. It's weird to not complain about the play calling, isn't it? So let's look at our grades here. And we got to talk about Will Howard's passing depth. Let's see. Did not have any drops this week. No drops. Um, did we have a sack? Who gave up the sack? No, I got no sacks. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, Will Howard, he graded out very well in the past game, a 71.2. Let's see what they did against him in the dropbacks. So he was kept clean on 21 of 21 dropbacks. So kept clean, and he completed 185 yards, 4 touchdowns when kept clean. He was only under pressure on 4 dropbacks. He completed 3 of those for 20 yards and did throw the pick on that pressure. So that's something that teams may try and do going forward. When they blitzed him, they blitzed him 10 times. He completed 9 passes for 63 and 2 touchdowns. But when they don't blitz him, he carves people up. He was 12 of 17, 142, 2 touchdowns. So play action wise, they only use play action on 10 dropbacks. He did have 75 yards and a touch. They didn't do a lot of the screen game. Yeah, just 3 screen passes. But the passing depth is what I really want to talk about. And I'll throw the graphic up on screen here for you. So going deep, over 20 yards, they completed 1 of 2. We'll take that for 53 yards. That include the JJ completion. Medium depth, a 4 of 7 for 57%, 54 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Short, like 0 to 10 yards. He was 13 of 13 for 98 yards and a touchdown there. So perfect across the board. And behind the line of scrimmage, just 3 attempts there. I did want to touch on his average depth of target is interesting to me. So his average depth of target over his first 5 games, he started off 7.8 against Akron, then a 9.8 against Western Michigan, 4.9 against Marshall, 6.8 against Michigan State, and a 9.1 against Iowa. So you can see the games when they're trying to push the ball down the field and maybe don't use as much RPO game, right? You didn't see a lot of RPOs in this game, but his attempted depth of target is much greater, like 9.8 against Western Michigan, 9.1 against Iowa. So it's interesting to me to see how these depths change. When they RPO the crap out of somebody, the depth of target is much like half as deep, like 5 yards. So yeah, otherwise just one turnover worthy throw. Obviously that was a pick. And looking at the sides, they spread the ball around from left to right, two of three, 10 to 20 yards out left, one of two down the middle, and then one of two out right in the 10 to 20 yard range. And then they diced up the left, middle, and the right with the 0 to 10 yard passes and spread the wealth there. All right, let's talk running backs here. Let's see. Attempts. Quinchon had 13 for 78. Travion 11 for 61. Neither one of them got in the end zone. But then you had Will Howard chipped in 9 attempts, 33 yards, had a TD. James Peoples 3 for 12. Devin 2 for 10, and Jeremiah 1 for 14. He also had the fumble. Forced missed tackles, though. Quinchon still piling up those numbers. Quinchon will not be stopped. 3 forced missed tackles. Will Howard, 2 forced missed tackles. Hello, that's the quarterback. And James Peoples, one of those. So moving the ball up and down the field with everybody. You did have the one breakaway run of 21 yards by Quinchon, the only carry over 15 yards for the team. Receivers, obviously, Mecca was targeted the most, 9 targets, 11 or 9 catches, the 3 touchdowns. Jeremiah, 5 targets, 4 catches. We touched on all that. 1 touchdown, where he just played dad to his son on that one-handed grab in the end zone. On the blocking grades here, some interesting stuff going on here. Pressures, we only had a total of 5 pressures. That's a huge turnaround from last week. And again, 0 sacks. But I wanted to point out some of these snap counts. So it looks like this is Tegra's job, the right guard job. Looks like it's back to Tegra. Austin Sarabald only played 3 snaps at all in the game. So, and those are just run blocking snaps later in the game. So, Tegra did well, 75.3 in the run blocking, 52.6 in the pass blocking, though. He allowed 2 pressures. So he's got to clean up that pass blocking. Fryer, the opposite. Good at pass blocking, mediocre run blocking this week. He did allow a hit on the quarterback. Donovan Jackson, one of his better games, 74 run block, 69 for pass block. Josh Simmons, a 63 run block, but an 88 pass block. And Seth McLaughlin, another good game for him, 72.8 run block, an 83.6 pass block. So O-line, really a top-notch effort from them, in my opinion. I do want to shout out Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith. They graded out Emeka 71.6 in run blocking, Jeremiah 73.3 in run blocking. So excellent work there. And the tight ends are non-existent here in the run blocking grades. Jelani just played 7 snaps total, 6 run blocking. He graded out a 46. That's why you're not getting the snaps, man. It's simple. Bennett Christian, just 13 snaps, 59. Kazmarek, 18 snaps. I'm sorry, 24 snaps, grade out of 50. So G. Scott, a 54 on 23 run blocking snaps. So tight ends, you guys are killing us. You're freaking killing us, not in a good way. So it's really frustrating. Donovan Jackson did have the one penalty on the offensive line, the holding call. So anyway, let's get into our grades. Please drop your grades in the comments. I'm going B- for Will Howard at the quarterback position. The INT, it was really frustrating. He had multiple balls that were behind the receivers, and Emeka made him look good on a few of them. So some things got to get cleaned up there. And he stared down that INT. He stared the exact same direction the entire way before he let it rip. So B-, let's clean that shit up. Come on. He did make up for it in the run game. I did have take a TFL there trying to scramble and get away for a -4, I think. But so I'm going B minus for the quarterback. Running backs B plus. Didn't get in the end zone, but they were effective when called upon. And wide receivers A across the board, great blocking, uh, contributing, making fantastic plays, 4 touchdowns by the receivers. Jeremiah doing what he does. I don't know what this guy's going to do next. Emeka, 3 touchdowns. Hello. Great day. Stretching the field. O line, I'm going A minus. Could be a little better in the run blocking area for the most part, but overall, this is their best game, in my opinion. They were up to the challenge. This is the best D line they've played so far, and they got it done. You know, tight ends a D. Um, the only way I would give them an F is if they like turn the ball over. But you guys, I don't know what's going on. Keenan Bailey is he on the hot seat? Seems like he should be. If you guys are going to get on Justin Fry all the time, maybe Keenan Bailey should be looked at. Tight ends got to be better. We're going to need good blocking in the run game. So, especially this coming week. So, those are my grades. Let me know what you guys think. And that's all I got for you today. I'm on my way over to Amelia Island. A little life update. We got the hurricane coming in. Another one, another week, another hurricane, right? This one's going to be like a direct hit right on top of us. They're talking Cat 3 or possibly a Cat 4. So we're going to head up towards Jacksonville, and hopefully that thing just goes right across the state and completely misses us. But, um, you know, when the old lady says she would feel better if we leave town, you leave town, right? Anyways, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.